Hello, people here and around the world and beyond. My name is Jordan from Jet Bros Gaming, and this is our first episode of the Jetting Around podcast. I think we're all pretty excited, right, guys?
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we're excited. Eric, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Good. This is new for us. This is not something we normally do, so
Quite out of the ordinary.
quite out of the ordinary. So bear with us. I think we're gonna start with some introductions. I'll go first. My name is Jordan. I put the J in Jet Bros Gaming. I've been playing video games since I was 4 years old when my grandfather bought me a GameCube, and I lived at my old house. My first game was Super Mario Sunshine. Um, so yeah, that's like where I started. Let's go around the room. Eric, you want to go next? Introduce yourself.
Okay. Um, Hi, I'm Eric. I was playing games at a young age as well. I usually just watched Jordan and Tiger play games, so I guess I'll consider the first one I ever played Mario Kart Double Dash,
Yep,
because
that
I could
sounds about
just
right.
ride on the back and throw
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah, yep.
But yeah, that's it. Same GameCube baby over
Cool.
here.
All right, Tiger.
All right, hi, my name's Tiger. I put the T in Jet Bros Gaming.
Oh, did I miss the memo? Was it
to
supposed to say
Yeah.
the E?
Did you not know you were
I
the
put
E?
the E in the jet. Sorry. Okay, keep going.
um, I've been playing video games. I think around the same age as Jordan. My first console started with the GameCube as well, and I played video games primarily at my old house, which was my grandmother's house, and it was the same GameCube that Jordan played on. And just about every game we played, we all played together. Whether it was Eric watching or if he happened to join in with Double Dash or if it was any other game we played.
Yep. So if you're listening to that, folks, I'm the real gamer here, and all these other guys are just posers. So that's
Oh,
what we've just learned. Jokes that probably won't go over well with some folks, but hey, we're trying new things. So yeah, so we want to start this podcast. We wanted to bring you guys some gaming news. As you can tell, we all have like a big Nintendo background, but going from my first console to the first console I ever bought myself was an Xbox 360, which Tiger had. We were big Xbox guys, right,
yeah,
Tiger?
no, we Gears of War,
Mhm.
Halo, you name it.
Oh yeah, man, we played it all. I think my first M-rated game was Halo, Halo 3.
I want to say it was.
Yeah, he kicked my butt on it. Eric had a few DSs, right, Eric? DSIs. He's really into
Yeah,
the
I played on
features.
the Xbox. I was a Batman girl.
Yes, yes,
That's
he
about it,
was.
though.
Yeah,
I didn't play anything else on
limited
Xbox.
Xbox experience.
All the DSs. I had a gold Triforce Zelda DS.
Oh, that was the
Oh,
limited edition one.
yep,
That is not here.
yep.
That is
That's
not
that's
with us
another sore
anymore.
story. We'll
Yeah.
have a whole episode on games we gave away that we shouldn't have given away and stuff like that. But
We've had every DS. Like we had the original, the I, the 3D, the
we
Jumbo.
never had the original. No, Tiger had an original,
I
right?
still
have
have
the
my
original.
original. It's well,
The
it
the
was
original DS.
the OG, the fat one, the one that used the
Oh,
Game Boy charger. I actually own one.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we have had every
Ours
DS
were.
then.
The Zelda one was an OG.
No, those were DS Lights.
Yeah, they were DS
Oh.
Lights.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was a fat DS until Tiger told me about it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel stupid.
it's crazy.
I was pissed that I didn't get Super Princess Peach when we got the DSs. Instead, I got Mario Hoops 3-on-3.
Hey, that was a good game.
That
We
was a
still own it.
fantastic game.
Yeah, that was such a good game.
So
Our
we're
dad
happy.
used to steal it from Eric to play it in the bathroom all the time. I specifically remember that, but I digress. So yeah, I know we have some limited gaming experience. Tiger and I, a couple years ago, built our own gaming PCs. So we're now part of the master race. Eric has his own limited edition Switch, the Splatoon edition. So
Is it
He li-
really limited?
it is limited. He
Wow.
likes to flex on us like that. And basically, we just want to start this podcast to give our thoughts on games and talk about gaming news. Um, so it's summertime. It's actually June 18th to be precise, and I believe around this week or maybe last week would have been E3 2020. Bless its soul, does not exist anymore.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's kind of been going downhill for a while. Nintendo pulled out a long time ago of their presentation. Started doing directs, you know. A couple other companies have done the same. But in the spirit of E3, I wanted to talk about our hopes for the big three companies, Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft, basically until this time next year, E3 2021. So, you know, what do we think's going to happen? What do we think games are going to be released? What is the company going to look like? And a year from now, we've got some console releases coming up. So I'll start with Eric. I know he's got some thoughts on Nintendo and maybe what they're going to be doing this year, what he'd like to see in a year from now. Eric, what are you thinking?
I don't know. I've, yeah. What am I supposed to say?
E3. What's going on at E3 with Nintendo?
Well, I don't know. They didn't have it. I mean, did they release the trailer for the Paper Mario when E3 would have happened?
I believe it was a little earlier than that.
I want to say it was.
I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely think that probably would have been like a big moment for them.
Yes,
had
100%.
They had it.
Mhm.
I feel like we probably would have gotten updates on things like what is it? Is it Breath of the Wild? What is it called?
Breath of the Wild 2. I don't think that's the name, but that's the working
Yeah,
title.
it's the
Well,
working
sequel
title.
to that.
Mhm.
I mean, rumor mill has it that that's not coming out this year. And
Yeah.
then I don't know anything about Metroid. I sound so lame. I'm the Nintendo rep and I know nothing about Metroid. But I've heard they're working on something, but I figured we'd know more if that was also coming out this year.
Mhm.
So all we know about is Paper Mario, and then
So far, I mean, nothing
that
else. Yeah, that's the only game they have confirmed
I
for this
think
year.
it's suspicious. But
A little
my only thing is that I don't know if they would really push anything to come out anytime soon, just with everything going on. I
Yeah.
low-key feel like they might hold back stuff, but I also definitely, obviously, think they have a lot more than they've said because they've said nothing. So
Yeah, they gotta have something. They usually got one or two
there's
games
no
that
Mario
come
title
out.
for the fall, winter, and then
Yeah.
there's no. They had Pokemon last year.
Yeah,
Zelda's not
Pokemon.
coming this year.
No.
I mean, I definitely think they have to have some kind of Mario thing come out. There's remaster talks.
Oh, I'm really excited. You hear about those, Tiger?
Oh,
The
absolutely.
remaster talks?
I am very hyped to see
Yeah.
the Mario Sunshine remastered.
Well, I hope it comes true.
Oh, I
'Cause
hope it does too.
Yeah, because the Paper Mario and the Origami King was true, so.
I mean,
Oh.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Paper Mario, but it's just like, I don't think that would be all they release.
Nah, I don't think
Not
so.
for
Nah,
that
nah.
franchise.
I think they had something planned. In my opinion, I think Metroid was supposed to come out this winter, but it's been so heavily banged up in production. They basically restarted the game in January with Retro Studios.
Yep.
So who knows when that's gonna come out? It'll probably be the Breath of the Wild for the Wii U, where it comes out at the end, and then there's already a new console out, the Switch 2. But
Ugh,
I don't
I
know.
hope not.
I heard there was Mario Kart
I
rumors.
hope so.
Oh,
There's this like, I feel so stupid because I don't know anything about this, but there was a popular, credible leaker individual who said something about Paper Mario. I think I might be completely wrong.
mhm.
And then when that came true, people believed what they said about Mario Kart because they said that the fall release or the winter release wasn't going to be Zelda, it's not going to be Metroid, it's not going to be that.
Yep.
But that it would be something with wheels. And the only Nintendo property that has wheels on it, other than Diddy Kong Racing,
Hey, don't bash Diddy Kong Racing,
is
all right?
Mario Kart. And I definitely think they need to make a new. I mean, it's 8 Deluxe is great and all, but it's 8.
from the Wii U.
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
know.
a
And there's so
port.
many other things that they've done with the mobile game, which I cannot stand. I don't like it. Like
It's been like 6 years, hasn't it? Since 8
oh,
came out?
it's the longest gap between mainline console Mario
Oh,
Karts.
he's got
I
statistics.
do,
Look at
Yeah.
I
that.
do know this.
That sucks.
I like everything about Tour, the app, because I had it for a little bit, but
Uh-huh.
I don't like the whole, pay us to get what you want thing.
Yeah. Yeah, their mobile department's kind of lacking. But
Yeah.
So I think they've implemented a lot of nice things, like they've brought back special items. Hey, Double
hey,
Dash.
hey,
And then character-specific carts. Hey.
hey, hey.
And I mean, Funky Kong has made a return.
There we go.
Pauline made a debut.
There we go.
Trying to think of who else was really cool. They brought back Birdo and Diddy. Hey. Um, so I just think they have a lot of stuff they added to that they should put in a 9. Because I think a lot of people are getting tired of 8 Deluxe. As someone who plays Mario Kart a lot.
Yeah. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was a safe Mario Kart, in my opinion. I mean,
It was a launch thing, right? They released it with the Switch.
it wasn't it came in like a year, 2 years in.
I didn't realize that
Um,
it had that big of a gap between the launch of the console and the game.
Well,
yeah,
you'd
it
think
did.
it wasn't because they have the app and the remaster. So
Mhm.
it seems like there hasn't been, but there has.
There has been a lot.
I could have sworn that Nintendo has like had a legacy with launch titles being Mario Kart.
Pretty, yeah.
mean, I
Because
think
the
the Wii
Wii had
did.
one, the DS had
Yeah.
one, the GameCube had one.
Well, the GameCube's launch title was Luigi's
Was
Mansion.
Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, that is true.
I mean, they always have their own.
Yeah.
So to that point, where's my Switch Mario Kart? I think that's what we're all saying. It's feeling old. It's feeling uninspired.
It really
They've
is.
moved on from the whole. Here's what I'll say about 8. 8 was a safe cart. It didn't innovate as much as others. Like when you think about adding bikes and Wii, that was huge.
Well, it's because it was. Oh, you're talking about the original 8, not Deluxe.
No, I'm talking about the original 8.
Oh.
Even Deluxe to
It
an
was
extent
the whole
is just
anti-gravity, right? That was the
yeah,
gimmick.
and that didn't really. I mean,
It was fine.
it was fine. It didn't do much.
I don't know what else they're gonna do.
That's
I've
the
heard people
question.
say that they want like a Smash Ultimate Mario Kart. Like
Yeah.
they bring back every character, every stage, every car. I think that might be a little too much.
A grindathon would be refreshing. That'd be nice. To have to work to get some characters.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
they definitely They definitely have a lot of candidates for retro stages
Mhm.
and returning cars
Mhm.
and additional characters.
Yep.
I want y'all's opinion on this because I have a strong one on guest characters appearing
Oh.
in Mario Kart, like Link and the Inklings and Isabelle.
So
I already have mine.
Tiger already has his. I think I know what he's gonna say. But I don't mind the guest characters. I just wish they picked better guest characters, because we got, mind you, this came out on the Wii U,
Mm-hmm.
where there was no Animal Crossing game whatsoever. Maybe that was it, that Home Designer game or something,
Yeah.
shovelware that they put out. I don't know. It wasn't.
It
fun.
wasn't a main series.
Yeah. And then we finally got our next Animal Crossing game with the Switch like 6 years later. So I'd prefer that if they put someone in, like a Link or someone, that it'd be someone that has games coming out. So Kirby would be a good option. I think a lot of people have been thinking that.
He's already a racer.
He's already a racer. He's already had his game. Kirby Air Ride, great game.
Oh, fantastic game.
Small plug. Tiger, I think I know what you're gonna say.
I don't
Who do you
actually
want?
think you know.
Oh, okay, well go ahead.
This character was already in Kart, but they forgot about him.
Who is this?
He was featured in Mario Kart DS.
Oh, I know who he's talking about.
Oh no. I don't know my Mario.
I don't know why they added him, Tiger. It was kind of really random for him to be in.
So I agree with you, but it was a nice surprise. I'm talking about Rob.
Oh yes, they did have Rob in the DS
that
game,
weird?
didn't they?
Yeah,
He was
in,
on like T-shirts and shit. I remember that.
Yeah.
yeah, he was
I don't
the.
know
I don't.
why.
So Eric, I agree with Eric. He was a very arbitrary pick for a special character.
It's kinda
But
That was
nowhere.
interesting.
in my
For the
defense,
DS one, the roster
Yeah.
was this big and they added Rob.
I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, but I honestly thought it was a nice touch, you know? It was a very old retro character that, I mean, they've brought back before, and I genuinely think that might have been one of his first appearances in main series games up until Brawl.
Was that before Brawl?
It was. It
Maybe
was.
they were trying
Wow.
to promo.
They were probably trying to promo him.
Yeah.
I will say, of all their other properties, I think Rob fits the best within the Mario universe, just because he's a robot.
Sure. He
Like
could
if
be
you
a
put
Pikmin character.
or
they're
Pikmin
cool.
character.
Yeah.
I thought for sure Tiger was gonna say Captain Falcon. I was holding off. I mean, they put
obviously.
his blue racer in there.
I
I
would-
mean, come on.
I mean,
think he and Kirby
yeah.
are the
They put the
best
Blue
fits.
Falcon. I would have loved to see him,
I
honestly.
mean, they either need to give me an F-Zero game or I need Captain Falcon and Mario Kart. There's no in between.
But okay, here's my thing. Is I agree, if they're gonna do it, pick better characters. Because I don't need like 5 villagers and 4 inklings along with all the 7 Koopa kids or whatever.
Yeah, that was a waste of.
And the
yeah.
gold and cat variants of Mario and Peach.
Mhm.
but I personally don't want it to turn into like a whole. Like, I don't want it to turn into the Smash roster racing against each other, because that's stupid. Like, we
Yeah,
don't need
yeah.
Ganondorf on a bike. Like,
No.
nobody needs stuff like
No.
that.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
I don't want any Fire Emblem characters on it. But I don't know. I feel like Kirby makes sense. I feel like they're mascots. I don't mind stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, they could bring Pac-Man in from the arcades.
No, I would,
wouldn't
I
mind.
would, I would play that.
I would play
Miss
that.
Pac-Man.
Crash
Hello.
Bandicoot, he has a racing
That's a
series.
stretch.
What about
okay,
Bomberman?
so-
Also a
Bomberman.
stretch,
Yeah.
but okay.
When has Bomberman had a game? It was a launch
A
title.
racing game?
No, just a
Oh.
game in general. Wasn't it Bomberman Type R?
He's an assist trophy, y'all. Leave him
Yeah, he
alone.
was an assist. I mean, hey, I mean to be fair, there are.
I love me
like,
some Bomberman, but like Tiger.
Maybe
As a
some.
racing
Hey,
game?
I think you'd be like a nice addition, like as like a special, unique character because bomb bombs exist. Maybe that would be
Oh.
like his special.
Oh. No. I don't see it. You know what they need to do? They
What?
need to add Toadsworth. They need
Yes,
to
they
add
do.
Egad.
Yes, they
They need
do.
to bring back my girl Petey.
Mhm.
Yes.
And then I think I'd like to see a Pianta behind the wheel.
Yeah, let's just start throwing random side characters. in.
okay.
Come on.
I think that series has a lot of characters they underutilize for because girl, you don't have to make a whole move set. They're just riding in the car. You can
Exactly.
pick whoever you want.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I like to look at Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. Is that what it's called? The tennis game.
Yeah, the
Aces.
one for the Switch.
Aces.
Yeah, Aces.
That
Aces.
Ultra Smash is
Ultra
the.
Smash.
Wow, folks, I'm a little rusty on my
I don't know
tennis
what that
knowledge
was.
here. Yeah, but Super Mario
Aces.
Aces
Oh my
for
God.
the Switch, I just forgot it again, has a really good roster of characters.
Yeah.
I mean, it really,
You
it
could
really,
be a Luma.
you could be a Luma.
Ah,
It
that's
really
right.
kind of, not to say scrapes the bottom of the barrel, but it gets down in there and
Well,
it
I
starts
mean-
picking out some.
Well, okay, you want to talk about bottom of the barrel? Let's talk about Mario Party bringing in that Boom Boom girl. Who the hell's that?
Oh, Pom
Yeah,
Pom.
I don't know.
Pom Pom.
They're just bringing
Oh,
in people.
sorry.
Yeah, no, that her name was Pom Pom. To be fair, I
But like over who? Birdo. I was pissed they cut
Uh.
Birdo completely. She's been getting shafted. Her and
She-
Diddy.
It's Pride Month, so we have to rep Birdo, the first transsexual video game character
I think so.
that we know of
Alleged.
that is not retroactively made transsexual. This was
Alleged.
active in the 80s.
Gender.
right?
Transgender.
Transgender?
Yeah, I think that's more. I don't know.
I don't know. Sorry.
But what's that whole controversy? They like in one of the old manuals, they were
Yes.
like he likes to dress up like a girl kind of thing. But
Birdo
then,
is a he.
but then they kept calling her she, so people think she transitioned. So she's
Yeah.
completely.
So
I don't know. I love
interesting.
her. I stand. her.
Interesting topics. But yeah, Nintendo's slate's looking kind of thin for the rest of the year. I mean, unless this Mario Kart 9 comes out, that might save the whole
It's
season.
I don't think easy, but I think it's a nice, clear way to get through.
Mhm. All right. So this time next year, besides Paper Mario, what games do you think are gonna be on the horizon for Nintendo or have already come out? Because we know nothing. So make
I
your
mean,
predictions
they gotta
here.
have another Splatoon thing come out, but it should be different. Because
It
the
should.
sequel to Splatoon, from what I see and heard and played, was not that different.
It was like the same.
I would like to see what they do with Donkey Kong in terms of like,
Mhm.
I don't know, because I think after K. Rool got brought back for Smash Brothers, they could have like a more interesting plotline thing going on with him, which
Oh, yeah.
I think means they could have another game instead of just stopping at what was it, Tropical Freeze? And
Yeah.
that was for the Wii U.
That was like a launch title for the Wii U almost.
If
Yeah.
they had
too.
another
Yeah.
one and they implemented him, I think it would sell a lot more than this last one did.
Tropical Freeze was good.
it was.
Um,
It
That
was.
game was hard.
What else? I'm trying to think of for the Switch, because that's really all we got. The DS is dead
Yeah.
now, right?
DS gone.
I hope we don't get another Pokemon. I'm kind of
Well,
tired of that.
There's rumors.
I don't think we need another Fire Emblem at the moment.
I'm waiting for that
No.
DPPT remake.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll get to that. That's probably next year.
Yeah.
But
Um,
I'm sure they'll come out with like. Well, you heard they're coming out with Pokemon. New Pokemon Snap, I think, is the title. You
Yeah.
hear about this?
oh, I heard about that.
Yeah. So that's coming out this year.
Oh, I'm waiting for Bayonetta 3. Hello.
Oh
I've
yeah,
heard
the
nothing
fabled
about that.
Bayonetta
Do
3.
you think they would have talked about that at E3?
I think they would.
Because it's been how long? It's
2
been a
years.
minute.
It's been 2 years.
Yeah,
It
I'm
has been a
waiting
while.
for news on that.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I would like to say is I have a lot of interest in the Kid Icarus characters from Smash, just knowing them from there. But I'm surprised they haven't like done anything with the IP.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I mean,
they could. I feel like that's an option for new titles, unless they're gonna create a new title, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
here's a good question for you, for all of us. What of all the Nintendo properties that haven't had a game released in a while, or haven't had a game released in multiple console generations, which property do you think is most likely to get revived slash have another game come out? Eric just mentioned Kid Icarus,
Yeah,
so I'm just gonna take that as your pick, unless you have something else you think
I'll try and think of something else.
might be better. All right, Tiger, what are you thinking?
Ah, man. Well, my heart really wants to say F-Zero, but
Mine too, Tiger.
I mean, what was the launch? There was a title that was launched. I want to say it was on the Switch, or it was on the Wii U. It was like a pseudo F-Zero clone.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember what it was called.
I-
I almost bought it because it looked just like F Zero.
Yeah, it really like it gave me that vibe. It really
Mhm.
gave me that vibe.
Oh, I need to look that up.
And also the other diehard in me of my custom Robo.
Oh, I knew we were going to talk about Custom Robo
Hey,
sometime in this
But
podcast.
to be fair, it was that 3DS game that they
Mhm.
made that kind of is like a spiritual successor to it.
Like Chibi Robo?
No,
Or-
not Chibi Robo.
no,
That's
not
also
Chibi
another
Robo?
niche game that I really enjoy.
Mhm.
Honestly, if I had to pick a title that was worthy of seeing a resurgence, honestly, I'm really waiting for a Pikmin representation on the Switch.
I was thinking
Yep.
about that.
I've heard rumors of Pikmin 3 remaster, which, I mean, the Switch is basically just a remaster machine. But there was also talks of Pikmin 4 being in development, but that fell off a long time ago. So who knows?
I don't know much about that series. I watched you play a little bit on the Wii U.
It's pretty fun.
It
It's
seemed
like a
little-
strategy game, platformer kind of puzzle solver kind of thing.
Oh, what Pikmin?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
The game is
The
very
other
cool.
franchise I thought could get a reboot, since I think Animal Crossing is so popular with the gays and the girls. It's real
Mhm.
cute, the animal theme. Nintendogs, hey,
Oh my
Switch,
god,
hey.
Yep.
dogs.
or pets with
Nintendo
Z.
Pets, or however that works.
I don't know.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah. They could
But those
throw
are very
some.
popular for the DS, so I don't know if it would translate that well to like a quote-unquote home console. But it's
Well.
also a handheld, so
Yeah.
I mean, you'd think.
It does a good job for the
You'd
both forms
think.
of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting. I think my take is another party style game, so maybe like a
Oh, they need a
like a sports mix, or a WarioWare would make a good home on the Switch. Do a lot of mini games kind of thing.
What about
Um,
Tiger? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What about Mario Strikers?
Yes.
oh yeah.
What about her? Where is she? Where's she been?
We don't know
What's
where
she
she is.
doing?
We don't know. Strikers is one of my favorite Nintendo series when it comes to sports.
I've grown to
Absolutely.
like it.
I don't know why they've made what 3, 4 tennis games,
Yeah.
and they've only made 2 soccer
They
games.
seem to default to tennis and golf with their sports.
Yeah, no offense, who likes to play tennis and golf in real life and also owns a Switch?
Ah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna offend some people out there when I say that, but like, where's my Super Mario hoops 5-on-5? Like, where's that? You know,
Yeah, I want to see some more of that kind of rep.
or a sports mix that doesn't suck.
I heard
Wii
that
U.
one
Uh-huh.
did
I heard that one was rough.
Yeah, it was.
So, all right. Well, I think we got some good conversation topics in about Nintendo at E3. We're gonna transition over to Sony and Microsoft. I think we're gonna do those in one fell swoop. We're probably not gonna spend as much time on Sony because neither of us have ever owned a Sony console, right, folks?
Yeah, yeah, no, that's right.
No.
I
What's a
guess
Sony
what actually
console?
I've owned a PSP.
PlayStation.
Oh, gotcha.
I see that my point there exactly, folks.
I mean, I owned the PSP at one point, but
Yeah, Tiger. Yeah,
I guess I really can't say.
a forgotten console, a great console, if I may say.
Yeah, yeah,
But-
you're not wrong.
Yeah. So obviously this E3, hold on, water break, folks. This E3 was supposed to be the big blowout for the new consoles. We had the PS5 recently revealed last week. The Wi-Fi router, as some people call it. We had the Xbox Series X
fridge.
revealed. That was revealed in December, but the full blowout's coming in July. I'm quite excited for that based on what I've heard, and I don't know, just looking at what Sony announced, I'm not gonna say I'm glad there wasn't an E3, but it might have been a touch underwhelming if what I'm hearing coming out of Xbox Game Studios is actually what's coming out compared to Sony. Um, the PS5 is rumored to be pretty expensive.
Aren't they
The
both? Aren't
cost,
they both marked around $500?
well, yes. I'm pretty sure Sony's gonna come in at 599.
Yeah.
Industry talk has said that it's been kind of hard for them to get their costs down on that one. Um, Basically the whole PS3 360 scenario going on, and because the Xbox One sucked compared to the PS4, apparently Microsoft has the full send from the CEO, and Xbox can just undercut the price of the PS4 no matter what the price is. That's what I've heard, and that's what all signs are indicating. Um, so yeah, last week, 2 weeks ago, I think it was on the 9th, they got pushed back. They revealed, what did they reveal? They released Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is, I don't know if you played that Spider-Man game on the PS4, Tiger. That was pretty good, I heard.
So I've heard a lot about it too. I
Mhm.
haven't personally played it myself, but I've seen a lot of like, glowing reviews about it.
I've heard it was one of the best games on the console. I think it was like their second best seller or something similar to that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else they revealed. There's a Demon Souls remake coming out, which looks really cool.
Yeah, actually.
And then the only other notable game I can think of that's exclusive was Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West,
Mhm.
which looks really cool. I've seen some gameplay of Horizon Zero Dawn, and it just seems like a game that's not really on any other consoles. It's kind of like a RPG kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to be excited to get my hands on a PS4 when the price drops because the PS5 is going to come out. 2, Horizon Zero Dawn to play it. God of War, I haven't played that one, the new one yet. I played the old ones. So I'm kind of excited. It seemed like a lackluster gaming performance, and I feel like Sony's kind of nervous. That's kind of the posturing I'm getting out of them. There just doesn't seem to be a lot to like sell the console at this particular moment. We'll see. That can always change. Did you hear about the digital edition PS5?
I have actually.
Yeah. So I think Eric. I don't know if you know anything about this.
I'm joking.
Eric's having some technical difficulties over there.
Sorry.
But as Eric would know, basically every Nintendo console has been, even the Wii U Mini, not the Wii U Mini, the Wii Mini has been all optical drive or cartridge.
Yeah.
So there's this new thing now where they think everyone just has great internet and you can afford to download every game and there's no disk drive, which is great unless you get like 1 megabyte a second, like we do in our house. Dead. And so, I still want an optical drive, but apparently that's how they're going to try and cut down the comparative price is by launching this digital edition, about $100 cheaper probably than the optical drive PS5,
Okay.
which, depending on who you ask, either makes them the same price as the Xbox Series X or slightly cheaper. So, we'll see what that turns out to be. Moving on to Xbox, which I think we know a little more about what's coming out.
Yeah, they've been
since
more transparent.
we're definitely in the Xbox ecosystem more than we are in the Sony one. Xbox Series X was announced. It's going to be a beast, it looks like. Supposedly, and if these price adjustment leaks are true, it's going to be a bargain at that. Recently, I don't know if you heard, Tiger, they passed a patent for the Xbox Series S, which is apparently supposed to be the size of like an Apple TV.
Really?
Same CPU as the Xbox Series X, but like a quarter of the graphics capacity. And it's supposed to be like $200.
Really?
Really?
But at,
So
at
it
a
can-
quarter of the graphical capacity?
Well, I say a quarter. I'm just throwing a number out there.
Oh.
It's what they're cutting down is graphical capacity, but you're getting the same CPU. So you can run the same games, process the same amount of data. It just won't be up to 4K 120 frames like apparently the Xbox Series X can output.
That's true. I have
So-
a word about that.
You have a word about that?
I
What
do
you gotta say?
actually. Well, here's the thing. All right, you buy a system worth $600, $500.
Yep.
It has the graphical output and the computational output to produce 120 frames and possibly and 4K. But
Hmm.
let's look at the facts here. Who wants to spend $1,500 on a television that can support 120 frames?
Yeah, I think that's the smart move that they're doing here. Is they're kind of they're assuming, rightly so, that people don't have these 4K televisions laying around in their house. So maybe they don't need the Xbox Series X Deluxe Edition, and they can just pick it up later.
That's fair.
So,
Yeah.
I might pick up both, unbox them, review them for the channel, things like that. I'm a big Xbox guy. I'll do the same thing with the PlayStation. But yeah, if that actually turns out to be true, and that actually gets revealed at their July event, like it's been heavily rumored, then that's going to be, I mean, they're dropping all the mics, in my opinion. Moving to their games, the only game we know from Microsoft coming out this year, maybe, is Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be launching with the Xbox Series X. It's also going to be on the Xbox One. It's also going to be on Game Pass day one, so I can play it on my PC. Very excited. We haven't had a Halo in 5 years, 6 years. It's been a while since Halo 5 Guardians,
Yeah.
and I'm quite excited.
Yeah.
We know nothing about it. Therefore, I'm kind of excited
I agree.
because I'm not disappointed yet. We'll see what 343 does. But yeah, so they're supposed to have an event. I'm sure we'll talk about it again on the podcast. But there's some rumors coming out that they're rebooting some of their franchises. There's been a long-standing rumor that there's a Fable reboot in the works. I'm not sure if it's going to be like a numbered Fable or if it's just going to be something completely different. But that would be really cool. Supposedly made by Playground Games, the people that make Forza,
Yeah.
which I don't know how that computes to Fable, but
Maybe
power to them.
physics engine.
And
maybe.
then, depending on who you talk, their big studio that's supposed to be, as they call, quadruple A, is either supposed to be rebooting Perfect Dark or making something completely different.
Interesting.
So, the only two games, I only said Halo. There's only two games I know of that Microsoft Studios are making currently: Halo Infinite, and Rare is making this game called Everwild.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
I haven't really looked much into it because Rare's kind of disappointed me with their past couple releases. That's another story. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. I'd say I'd be curious to see where both of these companies are in a year. I think a lot of it depends on how good the new Halo is and how much the consoles cost. I mean, I know I sound like I'm back in 2014, but I still think price, especially with the coronavirus going around and unemployment numbers, is going to play a pretty huge role in consumers' choice on the next generation. So yeah, I'm kind of interested to see where we are. I'm kind of interested to see if any of these other games they've announced actually come out next year. So if Sony said Horizon Zero Dawn is targeted for next year, that usually means it'll come out in 2022.
Yeah.
Same thing with Senua's Sacrifice, Hellblade 2.
Mhm.
No release date.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see if it came out next year. I hope so.
A
I mean, they
lot
need
lot of
games.
TBAs.
A lot of TBAs. Too many, if you're asking me. But I guess that's just the nature of the industry at this point. All right, everybody. Well, that's about the halfway point. So we're going to take a quick break for our sponsors, and we will be right back.
Sponsors?
We got sponsors.
Bougie.
This episode of Jetting Around Podcast was brought to you by Jordan. Where are our sponsors?
We don't have any.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of the first ever Jetting Around podcast. I am Jordan, and during the break, Eric found out something quite interesting. What was that, Eric?
I was on Twitter. I was scrolling. My eyes were looking. Pupils dilated. I read some words. Did you know that buffalo sauce is just hot sauce mixed with butter?
Tiger, did you know this?
I did not,
This is blowing my mind. I'll
That-
just be quite honest.
but I agree.
Because I always thought buffalo sauce was, I don't know, a little fancier.
I thought it was unique.
Yeah. I guess it makes sense, though. I mean, when you think about it.
Yeah.
A little more thick and rich.
Yeah, there you go.
So, but yeah, so that's interesting information we found out.
Sorry, just made me
Yeah.
giggle.
I mean, Eric's just having a jolly old time over there.
Sorry.
It's our first podcast, folks. We're being kind of awkward. So, some of this is scripted, some of this is not. We're going to keep rolling.
All right. Okay,
yeah.
so my only question about what we just said is, do
Yes.
we know why it is called buffalo sauce? Like, what does the buffalo have to do with any of this?
I think it was made in
What, for
Buffalo,
Buffalo?
New York.
Oh.
I'm a dumbass. Okay.
You are not.
I was like, what?
You don't ever eat buffalo sauce. It's fine.
I do like buffalo sauce.
Yeah. Well,
I like the spicier thing.
it just kind of took on the name. It's
Interesting.
like a
Is
it's like a
buffalo
New York
short?
slice, like buffalo sauce. I mean, I don't know.
I'm a dummy. That's so funny. Okay.
Well,
Well,
no one's really like, oh man, Buffalo, New York. That's where I want to go right now. you
Yeah.
know? Don't feel too bad.
I used to think we were flying to, I'm sure it was Disney World, or maybe it
Mhm.
was that one time we went to Hawaii,
Mhm.
but I used to think Newark was not a place because I heard people talk about like, oh, flight to Newark, and I was like, it's New York, guys. It's stupid.
That's pretty good.
Sorry. I was like, what are y'all talking about?
That's pretty good.
That's
pretty
fun.
good.
That's good. That's good.
Alright. I think people are starting to get to know Eric a little better, and that's kind of funny because one of the themes of this podcast was supposed to be E3, which we covered in part one, and our hopes, dreams, thoughts about the big three companies. But also, we want you guys to get to know us a little better when it comes to gaming. So we're going to focus on that here for the second half. And my first question to Eric is, what is your thought on Rosalina?
Oh, I didn't know we were gonna start with this.
We're going to lead with it.
Okay. I have strong opinions.
Brace
Rosalina
yourselves, folks.
first introduced in Mario Galaxy on the Wii.
Yes.
Initially, I was like, who is this? Who is this bang teal wearing star galaxy lady? And I like her and all. I think I'm really dramatic with how much I have a problem with her, but I do. Because, in my eyes, Peach and Daisy, those are the girlies. Those are the duo. They're the besties. So then this Miss Rosalina came in, and all of a sudden she's in Smash Brothers. She's in all of the Mario Karts out of nowhere. And Miss Daisy in the sidelines, just sitting in the back. For what reason? I don't know. Just because she's edgy, because she got a bang. Bothered me, still bothers me. She's what our mom would call a rata.
Oh, sounds like there's some deep wounds here.
And,
folks.
well, you know what? I think she's getting her karma because Pauline is now that bitch.
Oh
She's
yeah.
that girl, new
She's
girl on
kinda
the
stepped
block.
up. Mhm.
So I'm hoping Rosalina gets knocked down a peg. Also,
Uh-huh.
everybody I know who really likes her is annoying as shit.
Yeah.
So that's also why I don't like her.
I'm getting more of a feeling of not just deep wounds, but wounds and salt.
Wounds and yes, lots of
When
salt.
she got into Smash Brothers, I was like, oh really? Oh really?
Yeah.
But justice for Daisy.
She
is
She
in
got
Smash.
baby. Can we talk about that moment?
Yes, we
Because
can.
we stayed up
All night.
all night.
All night.
It was Jordan and I.
It was the last E3 I think we watched together.
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
2 years. Well, whenever Smash was announced.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Pretty sure. I was in college.
We stayed up all night just talking about who we thought would get in and stuff. And I'm dumb. I'm just a dumb little gay, and I just wanted the other princess in because I wanted vengeance. I wanted vengeance. But I was like, it's unlikely. She would just be like a cloney person or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
hoping she gets like a more detailed alt. That was what my hope was.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, people forget this. They do. They like to sweep it under the rug. But she was the first new character announced for that game. I know she's an Echo. I know she didn't get a whole trailer.
Uh-huh.
But when I tell you, first of all, we did stay up all night. I
Yes.
was very tired. We had
Borderline
all of
hysterical.
our Nintendo plushes lined up on the couch.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, I was really like trying to fall asleep. I was dead. I was dying of exhaustion.
Mhm.
And then I remember she came up and they announced her, and Jordan was freaking out because it was the first person they said. It was the one person I always wanted, and I'm just there like half tired, going, "Yay!"
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
texts from friends about it as soon as it
Mhm.
happened.
And that French Instagram group.
Yes, I follow We Are Daisy official on Instagram and their YouTube channel. I'm a dork, so I follow the Pauline
okay.
and the Peach account now. Too.
We're all dorks. It's fine.
Yeah. I thought about starting one for Miss Birdo, but she already has one.
Weren't they like, we are victorious or whatever or something?
Oh yes! Oh my
Yeah.
goodness! That account, as soon as she got announced, oh, you would have thought they won the lottery. It was everywhere. Yeah, they did. They had a whole victory video. It was so silly. I
That's
loved
awesome. That's awesome. So you don't like Rosalina?
it.
huh?
No, I don't like her. She bothers me.
Wow.
I like
Who else?
Luma.
Who else don't you like?
I mean, she's really like when I tell you I'm in Mario Kart and I see that girl, baby. She's the
Yeah.
only one I have a huge problem with, and her
Mhm.
baby counterpart. I'm sorry.
Well,
What is that about?
I don't know.
Canonically, it doesn't make no sense.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
That does make any
Sorry,
sense.
just saying.
Yeah.
We can't get baby Waluigi. Hello.
Mhm.
You gotta give
Tiger,
it to somebody.
least favorite video game character,
Oh,
or one of. Doesn't
least
have to be
favorite
the
video
least.
game character? That's actually really difficult for me.
Mhm.
I don't really know if I have a least favorite video game character, to be honest with you.
You like every video game character ever equally?
I mean, yeah, I really don't think like there's a person in general that I have like a strong
Jigglypuff.
dislike. Well, I mean, hey.
There we go. I got him.
Okay, all right, never mind.
The
I
mother
guess you
kids,
found the
they're
one person.
obnoxious.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess you found the one person. I'm sorry that one in particular character
He really
has
doesn't like
the
Jigglypuff,
worst-
huh?
Apparently,
Huh?
you don't like Jigglypuff, do
This
you?
is new.
I was kind of like grasping there. I guess I triggered something.
So okay, so you're not wrong. Okay. I dislike the character for one reason alone, and that's because you know how big of a Melee fan I am.
Yes.
Well,
It was a
It's-
matter of time before it got brought up, Eric.
you're not wrong.
I giggled as soon as he mentioned it.
You know how big of a Melee fan I am. I love Melee to no extent. I used to practice it religiously.
Mhm.
But
He did.
if there's one thing that I was strongly against, and this is with Melee in general and with the character, it's how it plays. It's such a it makes the game grind to a halt.
Mhm.
The way the character plays. I won't go in any more detail about it because that will be saved for a personal rant later down the line.
On the channel. Look out for that one, folks.
Oh, you can believe I will be releasing something just about Melee, but in just a TLDR, the character grinds everything to a halt, and I don't like that.
That makes sense. That makes
What's
sense.
that little noise she makes? Ah, ah.
Oh, the
Oh, yeah.
the song she sings.
When she sings.
I like her costume. Her little flower is
Mhm.
cutesy.
I will have to say I like her costumes, just
Her
dislike the
costume's pretty
character.
cool.
She does. She gets obnoxious when somebody that really knows how to play her is playing her. It's just like very aggravating. It's the same with
Mhm.
the mother kids for me in Smash. Oh, those 3
Mhm.
bother me to no extent.
If I had to pick one, I think since we all said Nintendo, we'll keep it Nintendo.
You can go outside the box, be different.
Well, I'm trying to
Yeah.
think. I mean,
You really
someone
don't
I
like those
really don't
WarioWare
like.
characters, huh?
But
You gotta.
if there's anyone I don't like, it's probably the Koopalings that are not named Lemmy and Roy.
You like
others are just-
Roy? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sunglass guy.
It's
Yeah.
Sunglass
I
Guy.
agree. Those are the only two. Lemmy's a
Everyone
king.
else, no one needs them.
I completely agree. I have such a strong dislike for the fact that, like, I don't care that they got promoted a bunch during the Wii U era. Like, I understand,
Mhm.
but completely leaving out Bowser Jr. is just so disrespectful.
Mhm.
Cause that's Bowser's son. You know what I mean? Like, that's his child. The
Mhm.
other ones are just kind of like, I know they're his quote unquote kids, but like,
Yeah.
I don't
You
know.
want-
I don't
oh,
like them that much.
Y'all want to talk about Koopalings?
Oh,
Oh.
bring it up, Tiger. Bring it up.
Whatever happened? Okay, this is going back a little while, and I remember this because y'all two had told me something a while
I
back.
think I know where he's going.
Yeah.
You know where
I
I'm
think
going?
so. Keep going.
Mario Party 4 or 5?
4, 5,
Five?
6, and 7.
And 7.
And 7. That's right. The one out of the like it was that his kid? Was that his
I
kid?
don't know.
I don't.
They
I don't,
were like.
I think they've been confirmed to be quote unquote like baby Bowser to an extent, like because that character exists.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what they're associated with.
Mhm.
I don't know.
okay.
I don't know. I read that somewhere
There's
yesterday.
been Koopa Kid,
Yeah.
Koopa Kids,
Yeah.
Green, Blue, and
Red.
Red,
Yeah. That was the Mario
Yeah.
Party. Yeah, Mario Party 5.
and then Bowser Jr.
Who got introduced in?
Sunshine.
Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Which is
do you remember?
Because those
I-
are both GameCube eras. So I think
They
Nintendo
also
was
talk
like,
in that one.
Oh, that's
It's like the only one they
God,
talk
Bowser's
in.
voice in that one.
yes.
Hey, son.
That's why they strayed from talking in games for so long. Is they just
Yeah.
That was weird.
it was awesome.
I mean,
though.
Bowser
Come on.
Jr. wasn't that weird. If I'm
No.
being
No.
honest, he was fine.
His fit.
You know
But-
what made it weird is that Mario didn't talk. He still didn't talk.
Oh yeah, Mario never talked.
Toadsworth, baby, his voice.
He had a mouth. I like the judge lady. Like the court finds you guilty or whatever.
They were funny, the Pianta people.
Yeah, I love. that
Okay,
game.
Tiger, sorry. What were you saying?
I was
Koopaling.
going to say, do y'all remember that one rumor y'all had told me? It was the Koopaling. It was the Koopa Kid, but he was black. Do you remember this? Like he had the black color scheme.
I don't remember talking
I do
about
not remember this at all.
Y'all,
How
this
long
was like
ago was it?
we had
I'm getting Chain Chomp vibes.
Oh,
What is
Chain
this?
no. So this was a It was like y'all had mentioned something about like if y'all did this. Oh, if you played like the story on like extremely like on very hard. Y'all don't remember this?
I don't remember speaking of this at all.
No, I don't remember this whatsoever.
Which game?
This was Mario Party 5.
Oh my goodness.
This was like a rumor I had remembered a long time ago.
I mean, I remember the black star from that game. That was like real
Yeah.
bad luck.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I don't remember
I don't
the-
know. I did
I
not
just
know that.
remembered offhandedly. I remember that because I vividly remember us talking about it. Like I want to say it was at y'all's granny's.
Oh god.
At the
Oh
pool.
my!
You want to talk about that?
Let's talk about times.
What games did we have stored over there? Tiger, did you go twice or more than that?
I think more than twice.
I think so.
I
We tried to
wanna
walk
say.
home one time. That was fun.
my God.
Yeah, I was little, but that was
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, didn't you were playing Melee there, and I think you had a whole moment where you like unlocked Roy, and it was really exciting.
Oh
Because
yeah.
you and I, Jordan, went to like some tree area, and he stayed at the house to play that
And then he
game.
unlocked him.
And we came
Yeah.
back, and he had Roy unlocked, and he was all excited.
Yeah.
Roy was always one of my
Unlocking
favorites.
characters, man.
How
It's a lost
funsies.
art.
Do they know our relationships with each other? I don't think they know anything.
Well, we're Jet Bros. We're Jordan, Eric, and Tiger. All related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'll leave it at that.
What?
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know.
What else do they need to
Jordan
know?
and I are biological brothers. We have the same parents. Tiger is our only first cousin. Um,
We spent a lot of time together.
yeah.
We
I
we
mean,
essentially consider ourselves brothers.
Pretty much. That's why it's Jet Bros.
yeah. It's just households is not. We don't share parents.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, we almost grew up in our early childhood. We spent all the time together.
Basically, yeah.
All the time. It was awesome.
and most
Lots
of the time
video
was
games.
spent playing video games.
Playing video games.
Or
is
just
Yeah.
not.
watching y'all.
Yeah.
I
no,
liked
we-
watching.
yeah.
To be completely honest, watching, I mean, the games that came out when they did for us, I'm just happy those are the ones I watched, because I would have hated
Oh,
watching
yeah.
you play Galaxy. I'm sorry. But I liked watching you play Sunshine. I liked watching y'all play Mansion. And what was that one, like, sniper Splinter Cell Call of Duty
Splinter
game?
Cell.
Yeah.
Those were
Oh,
fun.
Medal of Honor
Medal of
Frontline.
Ah.
Those were
You
kind
could
of
play as the
classic.
you could play as the granny.
You could be as the granny with a shotgun.
I
Yeah.
love that.
That was awesome. Great game. Great game.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Another topic. What's your favorite non-Nintendo character?
Who are you asking?
Mine's such a cop out, but I have one.
Well, go ahead, Eric.
Bayonetta, but she's
Bayonetta?
technically
Oh,
like
okay.
No, she's, not
heavily
first party.
associated.
Yes, those were great games.
I mean, the only
Bayonetta
other
2.
characters I really
Yeah.
like are just from other they'd be the Batman characters, but
The
they're not
Batman.
video game characters.
Yeah, I see you. I see you. Those games were good though.
Oh my god, can we
Aren't
do
those
an
your
Arkham
favorite games?
episode? Because I
Oh,
just,
yeah.
I love those games.
We can do a retrospective. All
Arkham
three.
City,
Oh yeah.
aside from one level, the Mr. Freeze Spooky Kooky Ooky one, which Jordan did for me.
That one
That
was
was
a
the
pain in the
first
butt.
game I did all by myself.
That was a pain in the butt. It took me like
Oh
hours
my
to do it
god,
on
it
my own.
scared me. He was just coming after you the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. So Eric's a big. Was it Rocksteady that does that? I think it is.
I think
I'm
so,
sad
yeah.
it's
Rocksteady.
over. It was so fun.
Yeah.
That's
well,
the whole
apparently.
reason we got an Xbox One.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's about half the reason.
Oh,
For those
that's
of
a
you that don't
question.
know,
Oh, sorry. Keep going.
half the reason I would get games or new consoles is I would beg Eric to find a reason to act enthused, So my mother would be like, "Oh, it's not just for Jordan."
The thing about that is that I know they know you tell me to do it, and just I don't know. I know they know that that's how it works, but even
Yeah.
if I do it, they're just like, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say another good question for each of you would be,
Mhm.
oh my god, what was I gonna say? Oh, what was the first game you did all by yourself? I'm sure it was your first games, because for me, it just took a minute, because I wasn't a video gamer as a youngling.
First game I did all by myself.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a tough one.
Yeah, that
Because
is.
I played a lot, so I can't exactly remember if I completed one. All by myself.
Was it Sunshine?
No.
I mean, you were.
I'm not
four,
even.
but
I'm not even sure if I've actually completed that game entirely
Was it
by
not
myself.
Mansion? Was it not a GameCube game?
It had to have been. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to think of which one it was. Because a lot of these games I played like with Dad. Like with Dad, we beat Double Dash together. So what would be the first game I completed by myself? You know what it probably is? It's probably a Pokemon game.
That makes sense.
Yes.
It's probably a Pokemon
So
game.
not a
It's-
GameCube, a
It's
DS.
probably Pokemon Platinum. Actually, I think is the first Pokemon game I completed. Therefore, that's probably the first game I did all by myself.
Wow.
Because that's not multiplayer. So
I think I'm gonna have to go and agree with Jordan on this. I think the first game I actually completed all by myself was Pokemon Diamond.
Wow.
Wow.
Pokemon Diamond. Yep.
Did I
So-
have Diamond or did I have Pearl?
You had Pearl.
Yeah,
Ugh.
Eric, you had Pearl.
It's sitting
But
right here on my
Dialga's
shelf.
like that girl, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but Polky is like that bitch. So.
I don't know. I'm not
Same
a Palkia
thing.
girl. She built weird.
yeah.
She got the back is all arched and stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody Google Polkia. I don't know how you spell that.
Palkia.
So, listeners, Google Polkia and tell me she's not built funny.
She got the weird shoulder pauldrons.
She got the weird shoulder.
And who was the platinum person? The centipede.
Giratina.
Giratina.
Oh,
2 forms.
wow.
Yeah. What was it? With the
Origin
Gearsia
and
sword.
Sky form.
Yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
Jirachi.
The
Do you
Wishmaker.
remember when
Oh.
Tiger was obsessed with Darkrai?
Oh yeah.
Oh
That
yeah.
was his
I remember
Pokemon
that.
for a
That was-
hot minute.
But
Oh,
do you know who actually had Darkrai on his Pokemon Platinum save
I
file?
don't want to start this.
It was me. I went to the Toys R Us event, and T-Roy, we'll
did?
call him. Mom took me.
Wow.
Of all things, Mom would take me to. I figured
Isn't
that was
it
the
you
last
could
thing.
get either Jirachi or Darkrai?
No, I think it was just a Darkrai
So there
event.
was a separate event. Because I vividly
Yeah.
remember I don't even
No,
know
there
who
were other
Jirachi
events.
is, but I just remember.
The Jewish Pokemon, right?
Oh.
Isn't it like Jewish
My
inspired?
God.
is it really?
I thought it
Oh,
was.
I
It was like the
hope so.
Wishmaker or
Yeah,
something.
it's like every 1,000 years it wakes up and you can like the
Something.
tags the tags on it drops them, and if you make like you write something down, it'll come true.
I don't know why I called it the Jewish Pokemon.
Mazel
Maybe
tov.
it does
I
have
don't
some-
know.
I guess someone said something one time, and I don't know.
There's folklore, but
Someone
I don't know
probably
where
made
it's
a joke.
just
But it's the Wishmaker. It's like, yeah, it's a Wishmaker.
She's cute.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so you had Darkrai from a Toys R Us event.
Mhm. And then I brought it back to Tigers, and we were playing at our grandma's house, and I absolutely destroyed him because it came with a special move that always
It's in
puts your Pokemon to sleep.
it's
Are
in
you talking about a
Ubers.
card or
It's
on
in
the video?
Ubers.
This is the video game.
Oh, because I remember a whole kerfuffle
Dark
with the cards.
Void.
Dark Void. What
you
a
know
move.
that? Oh man. It's
Yeah.
it's like a restricted Pokemon. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it was limited edition. Not fairy, if I'm being quite honest, but
Yeah, no, that it's like a mythical. Of course
Yeah.
not.
Tiger went through a phase of having a favorite Pokemon. It changed a couple times.
It did.
yeah.
It was always
did.
the new poppin' cool one.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think your is your all-time Mew. Don't you really like Mew?
Mew was
Mm,
one of my.
I thought it was
Well, it was the
Mewtwo.
one I liked, but it wasn't my all-time favorite.
Well, the viewers want to know.
Well, my all-time favorite is actually a split between the Generation 3 starter Blaziken and the
yes.
Generation 2 Bug and Steel type Scizor.
Oh, duh. Yeah, no, you had
Duh.
art of those.
I
Yeah.
did
Do
actually.
you
I
still
made
have
a.
your
Yeah.
plush of which one was it? Blaziken?
Blaziken.
No, that's oh my god! I hadn't thought about thing in years. That was
Yeah.
I got that from the boys.
The Moras, yeah.
I am
They
so
gave that to you.
upset.
I know.
I'll have to find
He
one
was
now
an
because I
icon.
actually want that
He was.
again.
Wow.
That was
Didn't you have a
such a cute game.
Flygon as well?
No,
No? Was
No.
there not a stuffed Flygon?
oh was it?
I thought it was.
I remember I received a Japanese Charizard Y. Remember that?
Oh yeah, wasn't that for Christmas?
That was. That thing was so much. That thing was so cool.
I love
Tiger
that.
for Christmas, always asking for stuff to be imported from Japan.
That
Yeah.
was the move.
That was the move.
Well, then Jordan caught on to it. You got some overseas stuff too.
I guess.
Yeah, you did.
What's your favorite Pokemon?
Oh, baby. Well, Jordan will remember. I don't know if Tiger was up to date with all this, but when I first ever started knowing about Pokemon, I liked the first one I saw, which was Palkia, like the fire horse.
Potana.
Potana.
No, not
Oh.
Is it Potana?
Or Rapidash.
Ponyta.
Oh,
What's the
Rapidash.
pronunciation? It's Ponyta, right?
I don't know actually.
Yeah, it's Ponyta.
Regardless,
Look that
I
up. Tiger.
was
Fact
not
check.
a
I'll
horse
fact check.
girl. I am not a horse girl. I never claimed to be a horse girl. For some reason, I thought that horse was really nice, girl. But nowadays, I'll give an honorable mention to Ditto. We love a good Ditto. He's
Yep.
a cutesy little Ditto.
Mhm.
I'll give an honorable mention to Whale Lord, a legend.
All
I
right.
think my favorite is Bellossom. I like Bellossom a lot.
Yeah, that
She's
makes a lot of
cute.
sense. She's cute. Hard to get. You gotta like evolve her
There's
with
no
like a.
plush of her.
Like-
Like, there's not an official one.
Now see, that's robbery right
Maybe
there.
I'm wrong.
That-
But I remember
mean-
looking it up and there wasn't an official Bellossom plush.
Well, there should be.
What
if there
generation
isn't.
is she?
2.
I don't know what games those were.
That's the. What you got, Tiger?
Ponyta.
Ponyta.
Oh,
Yeah. We kept calling her Potana
we had
because
a
we had
toy
dyslexia.
of that one.
Yeah, we did.
And what was the one that looked like a rose with flowers?
Roserade.
Yeah, she was cool.
Yeah,
I liked her.
that's a good Pokemon.
Yeah,
right
it
there.
Oh,
is.
and ironically, because I hate Rosalina, Gardevoir, that bitch. She is
Even
that
though you-
bitch.
Yeah, Gardevoir's pretty cool.
That's about it. That's all the ones I know off the top of my head.
All right, look at Eric flexing his Pokemon
Justice for
knowledge on the
Primple,
crowd.
will
I
say that.
know.
Oh yeah.
Turtwig Power. I do know a lot about Pokemon. That
You're
one
a big
generation.
Fourth gen guy.
Yeah.
We're a big fourth gen guy.
Well, that's what we grew up with.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's all I know.
Yep.
Okay, Jordan, I know your favorite. Talk about him.
My favorite Pokemon is Whale Lord.
What are you looking at?
My 26-inch stuffed Whale Lord, wearing a Bernie Sanders T-shirt.
Uh-huh.
My girlfriend got him for me, and he is my best buddy.
He's super cute.
Yeah.
You wanted him
One
for
of-
how long? It's been a minute. You've tried to get him.
I tried to get him for oh my god years,
Yeah.
but they weren't making him anymore. He was like $200 on like Amazon or something.
Jeez.
And then they re-released him with the Whale Lord Magikarp card thing.
That's right.
That's why I have that card set.
Oh yeah.
And he was like $55.
Oh,
I was like, no problem, 100%.
I love that.
Yeah.
We need a Whalmer to go with him.
I don't
oh,
think-
and the
do they
Pelican
make
guy.
Pelipper.
Pelipper.
Yeah, he's an.
Yeah. We love Pelipper.
Wow. Nice little Pokemon segment.
Hmm. If I'm thinking about it,
What?
the only game I remember completing vividly by myself was Halo Reach.
Really?
Oh.
That's the only game, and that was a little later into my gaming career, but that's the only game that I can think of off the top of my head that for certain was like the first game I completed by myself. Halo Reach was awesome.
Halo Reach was.
I liked the capture the flag in that game.
Oh, that's my
I played
favorite
that
game
with
mode
you.
because you can beat people with the flag.
That's
it's
right.
awesome.
I like that you could pick all your own colors.
Yes,
Baby, decked out in pink.
I know.
It was fun.
That game's awesome. I hear they're bringing back that customization for the new game.
I hope so.
They've gone away from you can pick one color.
The armor
Yeah,
presets.
but now you can do. If they do that, sold,
I
100%.
felt so.
Oh yeah.
I felt like a boy when I played that game.
So masculine,
but I'd be like a hot pink.
right?
Trooper.
No, that game was fun.
Yeah. I
I'd
liked it
always
a
try
lot.
to get you to play stupid
Oh my
games that I knew you
God.
didn't like.
Gears of War.
We love Gears
I
of
like
War.
watching it, baby. I was not about to play that. I'm not a shooter person.
Yeah,
It hurts my head. Hurts my eyes.
yeah. It takes time. I get it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not my fave. Oh my god, I vividly remember. I don't know why it sticks in my head. We were at Tiger's house. Y'all are
Mhm.
playing Gears of War. It's the one where they're all trying to get out of the worm body.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love
Such
that
an
level.
iconic level.
I just
Ah.
like watching it.
You have to like cut through the arteries with the chainsaw.
Oh my
Dude.
god.
Yeah,
I'll play that level over and over again. That's an awesome level.
that was.
That's so funny. And you could only play that at Tiger's house.
I felt really scandalous because my dad didn't let me play M-rated games or T-rated games that have blood. So I kind of started sneaking in some Halo when I'd go stay with Tiger and his parents. And then eventually I worked up the nuts and I started sneaking in some Gears of War, which is like Blood City. Like you can chop people in half. And I felt like a bad 5th grader. But it was awesome.
I love that
Even though
for you.
Tiger's younger than me, and
Yeah.
he's allowed to play that stuff. We were sheltered. What can we say?
You don't even
But-
have a TV in your room.
I still don't have a TV in my room.
That's right.
We're in my room right now. Do you see a TV? Exactly.
You're not wrong. They let you get a PC before a TV.
Before I could get a TV. Yeah.
I mean, he is now allowed. Let it be known.
I'm now allowed.
He is now allowed to have
But
one.
I've got,
After how many years?
oh my God, 21.
That's
I,
funny.
I've got no space though, so it's the trade-off we take.
Yeah.
Or some other games. Me and Eric, you know what me and Eric were talking about yesterday?
Huh.
I don't know if you played it. That Muppets
Oh
party game.
my god.
The one that I sent you the picture of?
Yes.
Dude, that game like scares me.
It's ooky kooky spooky.
It's
like it's cutesy and all, like it's the Muppets, but the tone and the
the graphics,
vibe.
the
'Cause
saturation
you're in
is.
it's like a cruise ship thing, but you're stuck in like the basement area. Maybe we just
At least
never
you start in
completed the whole
no,
thing.
but you start in like the basement.
It's gross. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's like rotted cheese. I don't know what was going
Yeah,
on.
it was. We need to go buy that and do like a post-review impressions of that game. Cause that's we got that at Sam's.
Yes, I remember. I was like, oh, it was. I was like, I want it, so they got it for us because Eric
Exactly.
wanted it.
Because Eric wanted a game, so they'll buy it for him.
The only purchases I influenced, to my knowledge, were the Muppets game, buying the Xbox One so I could get Arkham Knight, and
Yes.
I was the one that found Kirby Air Ride. We would not be Kirby
Oh.
Air Ride stands without me.
No,
No?
that's very
Yeah.
Because
true.
y'all picked what? Somebody picked Godzilla.
I think I picked Splinter Cell,
Splinter Cell.
and Tiger picked something else.
I don't
Godzilla.
remember what I picked.
This was back when they had a bargain bin of GameCube games at GameStop. But Eric picked Kirby Air Ride, and we were like, "Ooh, it's
Because it was a
pink."
pink disc. That's the only reason. And I knew Kirby.
And we were like, "Oh, this game's actually pretty cool."
It is cool. I like it.
I loved that game. I'm glad I own a copy.
Mhm.
Actually, makes me want to go back and go unlock Meta Knight and go
Oh
unlock
my!
King
Did we
Dedede.
ever actually do
No,
that?
And I thought that was a lie. When
Because
Tiger
we
said
had
that could
Meta
happen,
Knight,
I
but we
was-
never got DDD,
Yeah,
did we?
yeah.
I don't ever remember having DDD.
I didn't know you could get him.
Me neither.
Eric, you had mentioned you thought it was a lie?
Yes. Oh my God. When Tiger
Yeah.
told us that, I was like, "Oh, you're kidding. Like you're a dummy
Yeah,
liar."
you're
dummy."
joking. Like, like what forums have you been on? What 18th Colossus is out there that doesn't
What
exist,
18 Colossus? I
or
love
whatever
it.
number it is? But oh yeah, that was a good game.
Is DDD gay? Is
No.
Kirby gay?
No,
I don't
I don't
they've
think they're
confirmed
they're
anything.
sexualized.
I really don't think so because he
Not in that
is-
universe.
Do they
yeah.
support?
Yes.
I would think
I like
so.
to think Kirby does. Like
Kirby
Kirby's at
changes
the
his
parade.
outfit like
Kirby's
every
just,
5 seconds. He can be whatever he wants.
I just see him at a parade on a star float, living his life.
What?
I'm just thinking he has to suck it first.
Oh my God, Tiger! This is a family-friendly podcast. We're gonna have to edit that out. Okay, you were saying he's on a star float, Eric.
No, I can see it. Yeah.
You can see. Jeez. I'm trying to think of other games we used to play. Harvest Moon. You want to talk about a game?
God, that's such a random
That's
one
a
for you to
game.
like.
That's a game. I know. For some context, folks.
It's just so
At the
random.
time, I was what? 13,
12,
14,
Yeah.
12,
Yeah. It was,
going through puberty.
it was in the back room of our grandmother's.
The back room of our grandmother's house is where we had the GameCube set up, and I would stay the night, and she would let me stay up to like 4:30. Before that, I was playing Splinter Cell, the original. Great game. Really want a copy of that. I've been looking
But like,
for one.
describe the game, the Splinter Cell, before you describe.
Yeah, Splinter Cell is like it's like a spy game.
An
Like
espionage
like there's
shooter.
stealth, a shooter.
It's pretty
You know,
suspenseful.
like the U.S. government's under attack or whatever. I don't remember the plot, but it was a man's game. Then I picked up this game called Harvest Moon. And I don't remember why I got it.
I think it was a bargain bin buy, I guess.
It was something. It was
Must-
a bargain bin buy. I pick it up. I go home, and you can only play as a girl.
Oh, really?
There's no other options. There's no other
I
options.
did not know this.
The one before was called Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life.
Uh-huh.
The sequel was called Harvest Moon: It's a Wonderful Life, and you play as that guy's daughter.
Oh.
Same game, couple different mechanics. That's it. So I'm playing this game as a girl farmer, and I'm supposed to fall in love. And I'm supposed to start a family. And I'm supposed to go flirt down at the little juice bar with the bartender dude, because it's like a life simulator.
Mhm.
I sucked at farming.
It's Animal Crossing-esque.
It's Animal Crossing, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, a little more on the farming side.
But
little
you
more daily
really
tasks.
Did. Like, I remember you
I
telling
love
me how
that
much
game.
you liked it, and I was like,
I do not know why.
I don't know why.
It has a
either.
charm. It has a
It
charm.
has some kind of charm. You know, it's full 3D. That's another thing.
Yeah.
It's fully 3D. So it's like a AAA title, but it's like a farming simulator. And it's got like this aesthetic, and like you have to like feed yourself, otherwise you go hungry and like faint.
That's so funny.
Like your animals can get sick. Like there were stakes, folks. Like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
wasn't just
Oh.
anyone's game.
You wanna talk about Animal Crossing-esque?
Uh huh.
Baby.
What you got?
Baby. Viva
Lay on.
Pinata.
Oh,
Girl.
finally something non-Nintendo to talk about. Keep going,
The Duck Pinata?
dude.
Girl. I don't know anything about the game except for the fact that all we did was try and get cute pinatas. The worm
Yes.
pinata?
Dude,
Ah.
those are like the first ones you get.
Yeah, those are the
They
beginnings.
show up randomly, and they start like flopping around happy.
Oh yeah, 'cause they come to your like garden if it's
Yeah.
like nice.
You know what?
enough.
I need to play that on my Xbox.
Yeah,
I agree.
I have
wanna
that for
get
free
that
with the
one.
rare replay.
Yeah.
You have it?
Digitally, I subscribe to Microsoft Game Pass.
Why have we not touched it?
God,
I love that
I
game.
have no idea.
Honestly, yeah.
Let's go mess with it.
Yes, oh my god, like I really
All right.
like that game.
You know, Viva Pinata.
And that one unlocks memories.
That
Because we
one.
would play that one late at Tiger's house.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Because we
Yes.
never owned it. It was always at Tiger's house.
Yeah.
And I remember I'd ask like, how's the duck doing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. In that vein, you want to talking about how so and so's doing? Tiger,
What?
would you like to talk about your Chow Garden?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
no.
Yes, I would love Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
I'd
That-
just like to butt in and say I think we're all very caring gamers.
Yeah.
We really invested into our games
Yeah.
as kids. Go ahead, Tiger.
I agree. I 100% agree with that statement. Oh my god, what was this? Back in, you want to talk about the Chow Garden? You want to talk about the story of Cash?
Oh.
I was about.
Was he
I didn't
the
want to
one?
bring. I didn't want to bring.
I
it up.
liked the apple.
I didn't want to bring it up, Tiger.
Yeah,
That-
Cash is
oh
a
my God.
tragedy, actually.
So this, I think, exemplifies.
For
How-
people that don't know, this is a side component
Yes.
to Sonic Battle Adventure 2.
Yeah, this was included in Sonic
This
It's
Adventure.
isn't
like the
even-
hub world. You can go to
No,
different.
this is like the equivalent of like, hey, here's this extra mini game we threw in there.
Exactly.
It-
Yeah.
But it's like this.
it's
Keep
like
going, Tiger.
yeah, so it was included in Sonic Adventure DX, and then it was included in its sequel, Sonic Adventure 2. But it was basically this little thing where you could hatch these eggs, and these little cutesy, like otherworldly beings called chows you could raise. And I remember Jordan had made a chow named Cash. And I remember this, and I felt so bad. We were very caring little kids.
Yeah.
We were very caring little kids. So much so that the game features an option where you can literally tell them, "Get out of my garden."
Oh no.
And I remember my poor little heart at the
Well, it's
tender
'cause there's
age
like
of
a
like
size limit. You can't have that
Yeah,
many.
Like 20 chows. You're gonna have like 10.
And,
yeah,
like,
you could you
if
could
you
only
want to
have
make
so
another
many.
one, you have to like tell one of them to leave.
Or go to a new garden.
Oh, yes, 'cause they have
Exactly.
multiple Gardens.
There was, I think there was 3.
Yeah, there was
The dark one, the light one, and the regular one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I remember this because how old were we?
6.
Yeah, we had to
Maybe.
have been like below the age of 10, and I remember my poor little soul. We had to tell the chow to leave, and I remember like I was bawling. I was bawling. I thought it was like a legitimate
Were you
thing.
by
I was like,
yourself?
huh?
I think he was by himself.
Was I? I don't remember.
I don't think I was
I
there.
don't remember. Being
Y'all
there.
were y'all were there.
I can't remember.
Y'all were there.
I remember you.
It was
telling
in my-
us about it. I think you had to sit down like, guys. I had to do.
I had to
do
get rid of.
something.
He was definitely upset.
I was
know that
I
for
was
sure.
visibly upset, but I want to say y'all were there because this was in my this was at
Yeah.
at my our grandmother's house in my parents' room
Yeah.
when the GameCube was in there.
Oh yeah. Maybe I was there.
I want to say y'all were
Oh
there.
man.
Wow.
Not Chow Gardens,
That
man.
is so sad.
I remember it was a big event. If you could get your Chow to wear something on its head.
Oh
Baby,
yeah.
The apple.
The apple.
My one and only chow I ever had was named Apple, and he
Did
had
he put
an
the,
apple.
I
on his head.
remember that. Did he actually put it on?
Yeah,
I
that's
could
why I
never get
named
mine
him
to put
that.
them on. I wanted one that would like put on the bag.
Oh
it was
yeah.
like a paper
the
bag.
paper bag.
We had
Yeah.
one at one point.
Tiger had one that had like a pumpkin on its head or
Yeah,
something.
Yes,
I
he was
remember
cute.
that.
Yeah.
I liked him.
And then it was like about like you had to pick the right character to go in the garden to interact with them enough or something. This was like high quality stuff here.
Oh,
This should have
yeah.
been its own game.
Honestly, it was pretty advanced for a side thing.
For a side
like
thing
they
and
could
a
do Chow
yeah.
Olympics.
Oh yeah,
Y'all
you could do the
remember that? That was
karate.
Chow
fun.
Sumo, karate.
was
No,
fun.
that's what it was called.
Yeah.
The Chow races. Yeah, we need to revisit that.
It's just funny because when I think
yeah.
of that, I just think of Tiger. Because Tiger's always been such like a giddy gamer. Because he'd jump up and down when he was playing stuff, or he'd get really
Yeah,
excited or
he
competitive.
would.
But
I
then you
remember.
see him just playing with his chows.
His relaxing time.
The contrast.
But then he'd get like all jumpy again whenever they did like the sumo stuff, like a proud parent.
What?
Talk about forgotten games. Burnout 2.
Oh,
Dude,
That was fun.
oh.
that was like the first
I never
game I
played.
think we made plans to play.
I agree.
Me, Tiger's like, hey, you're coming over, right? I was like, yeah. He's like,
All right.
we're gonna play some Burnout 2. Because that game was awesome. Because when you wreck the car, it like stops the camera and you see all the wreckage.
It was like a cinematic.
It's like a cinematic wreck. And then it just stops and you just keep going. It was awesome.
That's so funny.
Oh yeah.
I remember
That game was awesome.
Was there was like a green and blue car in that one?
Yes.
It was the custom coupe.
the custom
That's
coupe.
the
That's
only
what it
one
was called.
I remember vividly.
I remember that one. They had like the hot rod and the
They
it
had
was
the
like a NASCAR car in there.
they had a legitimate
They
NASCAR
had quite
car.
a diverse lineup.
I love that. Yeah. Oh my god. Why don't we have
Yeah.
that one? We need to get that
Tiger
one.
had some games that I don't know why we never got to play, but they were always really niche and they were always really good. Like Bomberman Generations is Tiger's. I think we have 3 copies of that between the 3 of us.
I think so.
The intro to Bomberman Generations could probably still be recited by Tiger right now. Do you remember that?
I didn't.
Any chance he could get, he would sit me down. He's like, "Hey Jordan, watch this," and he'd start a new save file of Bomberman Generations, and it's like in a world filled with
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I remember. I don't. Oh, it's been years. I can't
Oh,
do it now,
man.
but I know exactly what you're talking
I
about.
love that.
Verbatim, he could quote that intro.
That's silly.
Yeah.
And looking back on it, it's like the
You're
dumbest,
making me
edgiest
have
thing
like.
ever.
I have the Sonic Heroes theme song stuck in my head
Oh,
right now.
That's another
The
that's
one.
that era.
cinematic was great.
We did not discriminate when it came to our franchises. Sonic Heroes was a great
It's
game.
just so funny because I feel like I'm like, oh yeah, I know about all this different stuff, but it's all on the GameCube. It was just all a certain era.
Well, the GameCube was a pretty big system. That's the last one, really.
That one
that
has,
Nintendo
like,
was
3
like-
Mario parties on it. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
4, 5, and
four.
6.
They were kind of pumping
It had
those out.
4, 5, 6, and 7.
Was it 7?
Yeah, because 8 was the first and only one on the Wii.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's
Well,
right.
not only, because I think that one also
right.
had 9.
Yeah, he might be. Oh, wow, I didn't realize that.
Isn't that crazy? We never played 7 though.
I've never played 3.
Oh, and you know what? You know what I learned doing my deep dive research for this podcast?
What'd you do?
I learned that they always have host characters in Mario Party, like Toad and Toadette are hosting this new one on the Switch.
And like the hat dude?
the,
Yeah.
the Sun and the Moon person.
Yeah.
In
yeah.
7, it's Toadsworth.
Really?
What?
Main man Toady.
The one we never played has Toadsworth as the lead?
I know, isn't that crazy?
Well, I think I know what games we need to go try and find.
I'd like to play it because
Oh, yeah.
that's the first Mario Party with Birdo, my girl.
Alberto's awesome. 1080 Avalanche.
That's a
What was
game.
that?
That's a game.
Oh, that's the one we're talking about. I was like, what's the Sean White one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
1080
that's
Avalanche.
it.
That game had a soundtrack, folks.
Oh, yeah.
That game was awesome. That was another shovelware pickup. That was a bargain bin pickup.
That's so funny.
I still have.
Yeah.
We still actually. That's still sitting in the back of our grandmother's house.
Why are there still games there? We need to like rescue. All
Yeah,
the ones that
we
are
do.
there.
I don't even think. Is there even a GameCube there anymore?
No, there is.
Yeah, we
Actually,
need
wait.
to-
There might
Whatever's
still be
there.
the black one there.
There might be.
You wanna wait? I was gonna say there's one game that I'm pretty sure you remember.
Okay.
It
go
was
ahead.
the Marvel game that was bad.
Oh, God,
Marvel
that
Ultimate
was horrible.
Alliance.
No,
No,
that's a good
Untoucha-
game. Don't you
was it-
dare say
What's
bad.
The bad one?
Marvel.
It was Untouchables or something.
Oh my God, yeah, something.
It was
had a
some-
green and black disc.
Yes, it was the entirely black disc with the green lettering.
Yeah, that game was. It was not good. But it's back there. It works. Because
It-
we didn't play it.
You
Yeah.
like Ultimate Alliance?
Oh, don't get me started on Marvel Ultimate Alliance, dude. That game is awesome.
What's
It was
the-
like-
What do you call that style of game?
top-down
Top-down beat 'em
dungeon
up?
crawler. It's a dungeon crawler basically.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
play that again.
Well,
That was
they
fun.
came out with a new one for the Switch.
Oh.
The third one,
What's that one girl that I liked that had like the
Electra,
with the red and the
with the kunai or whatever. Not the kunai. You know what I'm talking about. The three-pronged sword.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we all know what I'm talking about.
She was-
I know
yeah,
what
her
you're
and
talking
Storm.
Yes. Speaking of kunai, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2.
Oh, Clash
Clash of
Ninja.
Ninja. Clash of
Clash
Ninja
of
2.
Ninja.
That,
That
that's a good game.
that was a good game.
Me and Tiger,
That brings back
we
some
fought
memories.
over that
Skipped
game.
over that one.
Yeah, Air wasn't a fan.
We're gonna because we're just saying games now. That's all we're doing.
Let's just go. They have to get to know
I
us.
would
This is
just
the
like
best
to
way.
say, I vividly remember we were at Tiger's house. We had woken up. We were like, let's play Street Fighter. Tell me why I was doing so good. Tell
Oh,
me why I
that's.
was doing so good.
I remember that night like it was yesterday.
Eric popped off.
We're staying
For
the
no
night.
reason.
We're at Tiger's house. His dad had just bought Street Fighter 4
Yeah.
for the 360 because they had an Xbox. And then his dad buys Papa John's pizza.
Oh yeah.
I remember.
That
he
was a
bought
night.
Papa John's. And so me and Tiger are like, ooh, we like fighting games. We're going to be really good at this. And we're picking like all these cool looking characters. And then Tiger's dad's like, hey, y'all should let Eric play. We're like, yeah, sure, whatever. And like we had like a little tournament bracket set up. And Eric, not knowing how to play this game whatsoever,
I just pressed buttons.
just started pressing stuff. Just smacking the controller. And when I tell you he was busting out triple combos and stuff like no one's business,
I,
I
vividly
could
remember
not
being.
touch him.
Who was? It was like this stereotypical like Indian monk guy person.
DeHalson.
It was the Halson.
That's who I was playing.
Oh, I thought.
Did you play him too?
I don't remember.
I thought you played Chun-Li.
I was gonna say she
No.
could have. Oh wait, he
My
could have been
girl
playing.
in that game was the braided red hair
Cammy.
suit wearing.
No,
Cammy?
Crimson Viper.
Yes, Tiger.
Viper.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she was only in that game to my knowledge.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
she came out in
Yeah,
5.
she's a bad bitch. I liked her.
Mhm. I wish Street Fighter 5 came out for the Xbox. I would have played that.
Yeah.
It was a PS4 exclusive.
I have it on my PC.
Do you?
Yeah. I have a fight stick too.
Nice. You know we never played Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah.
I played
Well, we-
it was on the Xbox. It was like a Street Fighter-esque game.
Killer Instinct.
No, it was
Yeesh.
like
Injustice.
no. Oh, we can talk about that because you
Oh,
Wait,
I don't want to.
okay.
That's another episode.
he sold it
Games we lost.
because of you. Okay. anyway.
Okay.
No, it was like Excalibur. Is that what that is?
Yes,
Oh,
Soul
Soul
Calibur.
Calibur.
Soul Calibur 4.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had that on the
I loved it.
360.
I loved it because you could just make a. That's my favorite part of games, just making a character.
And you could,
But
yeah,
then I
and
like
they could have
fight
it.
with them. It was
You
They
can
fun.
could
make
have
them
like
look so
underwear
weird.
and like a big sword.
Oh yeah.
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 Best believe that's some.
Or-
some
Soul
big kitty
Calibur
girls
4
out
and
there.
5.
I want to say a game that'll jog a memory, and this one was a sad memory.
Jog it.
Lego Star Wars, and The Rock.
Why
The
is that
Rock?
sad?
The Rock.
What's with the rock?
How the disc was destroyed.
There was a
There was
rock?
a rock involved.
Was there a rock? Oh no, it was the when someone stepped. I don't. It
Oh,
was someone
don't.
stepped on
No,
it.
Okay.
no, you're talking about a different game.
Can I
Wasn't
have
it?
a moment?
No.
Hold on. It wasn't
I have
Lego
a
Star
moment?
Wars.
Yeah, it was. I thought.
No.
Viewers,
Eric knows.
listeners, hear me out. I am the youngest out of the three of us. I'm also the resident homosexual. So I was odd one out most of the time when it came to the three of us. And when they would just kiki together, play their games, and
We
I
were
just
a boys'
wasn't
club.
into it, or I wanted to
We
do
were.
something else,
Yeah.
I was always by myself. And so there was this one time in this very home, they were playing a now beloved game of mine, Super Mario Strikers. And I remember
Oh yeah.
I was so upset that they didn't want to do, I don't know what it was that I wanted to do, that they were fully in the middle of playing the game, and I opened the GameCube, I took out the disc, and I think I stepped on it.
You put it on the ground. You picked your leg up and you heel stomped that disc into the
How
ground.
That's
old was I?
right.
I was like 8.
Old enough.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it should be my life mission to rebuy them that game.
It's a,
Because it's
That's
so
okay.
fucking dramatic. Like,
it
why
was.
did I do that?
It's such. That's a burn. There's a few. We've destroyed some games.
You want to talk about the time you purposely
Yes.
washed my pets, my dog's pets?
I did do that. I did do that.
That's a story
we were
I haven't heard.
nefarious.
We were so nice to each other, but when we got angry, we hit hard.
We got angry.
Oh yeah.
He took my Splinter Cell disc because he didn't want me to play it or something. I guess he was, I don't know, we were messing around, and he took my disc, and I really wanted it back, and he refused to give it back.
What did I do?
So I poked him in the eye.
Oh,
and he gave it back to me.
I don't remember such a thing.
I like Splinter Cell. I will say that.
I'm not that weak.
Yeah.
You know what I do like?
I like the memory of you throwing the Wiimote and hitting me in the head with it.
Oh my god.
That was a good
So
one.
I blocked some things out. Apparently I had issues. What are you gonna do? You're the odd one out. You're the only one that wants to. I don't know what the fuck I wanted to do, but it's hard.
Mm-hmm. It hurts. It's rough.
I was gonna say, I really did like the follow-up, the Strikers Charged, because we had
Oh, yeah.
PD was editionized.
We still have not unlocked
And
it.
We still
I was
haven't.
gonna bring up, I would like to do that with y'all at some point.
Mhm.
Just watch. I'm not good at playing. I'd like to watch y'all play that game.
Alright.
I liked when y'all
We'll
did
do
it
it.
during the World Cup. I thought that was fun and timely.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I got it at GameStop for like $10. It was nothing.
yeah.
It was awesome. All right.
Wow.
Anything else before we sign off, folks? I mean, I think we've talked about almost every game I can think of
Let's do
oh,
a
yeah.
that
rapid
we've ever
fire.
played. Rapid
Get
fire.
to know you a little bit more before it's over thing.
All right.
So I'm gonna say something like your favorite blank, your most recent memory of blank, and then you just gotta say it really fast.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Who's first?
Jordan and then Tiger,
All right.
and then I'll say mine.
Okay.
So, what is your what's the hardest level you've ever done that you can think of right now?
Oh my God.
Oh well.
The level in the Finding Nemo video game where you have to run away from Bruce. I have still not been able to beat that game.
All right.
And I know that I'm like 21 and I should be able to do that. But that level was so hard I could not beat it. I put hours.
I
Hours.
did not remember that, but okay.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Okay, Tiger.
The hardest video game level?
Yeah.
I know exactly the level. I actually think I still have a friend who hasn't beat this level. This was the... Oh, it was in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. It was the second to last boss of the game. Yeah, I had such a hard time beating that. When I finally did, that felt like a huge wave of relief.
What was the boss?
It was so that is a story. But to TLDR it, it's like a big lizard. It's a big it's called the Bio Lizard, and it was the prototype before Shadow, the ultimate life form, quote unquote.
We need
And
an
so
episode
you had to
about
defeat
Shadow
it.
Yeah, we need a whole episode on Tiger and his gamings that he played. And I do not remember this whatsoever.
I don't, because I beat this alone. I beat this alone.
Oh, he was
Actually,
alone.
I think Sonic Adventure 2 might have been the second game I beat because it was during summer, and
Did you beat Bomberman Generation as your first game?
no, Diamond,
No.
and Diamond.
I remember that one took a while. I think we finally did it.
Yeah, it was during an event in the back of our grandmother's.
Yeah, I remember that.
So much for rapid fire.
Sorry.
Yeah, slowly got tangent.
I'll say the Mr. Freeze thing that I made you come do for me, because
Oh,
that was
yeah.
hard.
That one was
Um,
annoying.
see, we'll think of two more questions that we could end with. What is your favorite memory with each of us? All three of us had to have been there regarding a video game.
Regarding a video game.
Regarding a video game,
All three of us.
honestly, that's a little hard, actually.
I want to say. You really put me on the spot
Sorry, I'll say mine. Mine was when I broke that game because I just felt very vindicated.
Oh, did you?
I felt kind of bad that I was like, I shut down.
here. I want to say my favorite moment.
I know
Was-
mine.
What's yours?
Mine was I want to say it was okay. I physically remember this now. It was at y'all's granny's. We had gotten out of the pool. We all had to take cough drops because remember this? We all had to
I
take cough
vaguely
drops
remember
because we
this.
swallowed a lot of pool water.
Oh. I guess that's how that works.
We swallowed-
science.
We had gotten like sore throats or something, but like we started coughing because our throats were getting like really irritated. We had it was like the chlorine water. We had done
This was
something.
COVID-19. This was COVID.
Uh,
We had COVID.
In, like,
But
what,
it was-
20
we were
2008?
all-
Yeah, we're survivors. What?
I remember this. We all had towels and we were eating cough drops and we unlocked Young Link.
Yeah, I remember that. Back TV.
Yeah.
What was yours?
I have a lot of memories, so I'm just gonna go with the most recent one that I like, and that was when we all went on vacation together, and we stayed in this catfish Airbnb.
Girl.
Oh,
But
Smell like smoke.
we were all chilling, playing Sonic Riders and playing stuff on the GameCube like we hadn't done in what, 5 years?
yeah.
More than 5.
It'd have been more than 5. It'd been a long
Okay, I
time.
changed
Yeah.
my answer.
Okay,
I vividly remember the first time. It was you two. I wasn't the one doing it. When y'all
Mhm.
beat Double Dash for the first time. And my favorite thing ever is when we got back to the loading screen. It was different. We were all like, "Oh my god, this is new."
Loading screen.
I remember that.
Okay, okay. The last one, I'm gonna change it a little bit because I was gonna say what like 2 or 3 video game characters do you think really exemplifies who you are, but I'm changing it to where you have to say the 2 or 3 you think exemplify the other 2.
Oh. All right. I'll go first. Tiger is definitely a Shadow the Hedgehog type. Trying to think. A Fire Emblem Smash Brothers character type. Yeah, we need one more.
Yeah, make it a solid 3.
Mm.
I'd pick a Pokemon if I were you.
And he's got a little bit of he's got a little bit of a chow in him, I guess. Too. Yeah, he's got that
I
heart.
love that.
He's got that rough, edgy gaming exterior, but he's got like that. He's got that heart.
I love that.
Getting that 2000 and.
And for Eric,
Oh man.
Daisy 100%
Oh,
Girl.
absolutely.
is the spirit animal, both personality and game.
I mean, I'm not that butch.
Let's see. Definitely Petey Priana.
Yes, I love Piranha, Jordan.
Sorry,
Piranha.
Piranha. And then if I have to go with something that's not Nintendo, just to spice it up, probably a little bit of Tomb Raider, a little bit of Lara Croft.
Lara Croft. I haven't touched
Ah.
one of those games in my life.
I know, but I played one. And
I'm
you're pretty
a British
resilient.
woman running.
You're pretty
That's me.
resilient, so that's why I picked Lara Croft.
I love that. Tiger, your turn.
Okay, so 3 characters
Yeah.
for each of you?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Jordan. Obviously, Luigi.
All right.
You always
knows
pick
me.
Luigi, and that's always the Nintendo character I always associated with you.
Yeah. Green is my favorite color.
King Dedede.
Oh, I
Yes.
love that for you.
King Dedede
Thank
is
you.
obviously one for you.
Thank you.
And if I had to pick a third,
Non-Nintendo.
non-Nintendo, Sam Fisher, Splinter Cell.
Sam Fisher Splinter Cell.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that.
I love
And
that.
then
I like that.
for Eric, I gotta agree with Jordan, 100% Daisy. That is, it's a tie between Peach and Daisy.
I was about to say, I like a
It's
good
Daisy.
Peach. That's my girl.
Yeah, cause you like both.
Oh, well,
but
But you
they're
act
a
like
package
Daisy.
deal.
They're
both.
I will say,
yeah.
Pauline's getting up there. She's a bad
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah,
She's
yeah,
sex.
yeah.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
No, but Peach
knows
and Daisy,
what's up.
they're a duo. Okay, sorry,
Mhm.
I'll shut up.
Oh, I honestly think that you have like that Toadette bubbly vibe.
I love that so
That's
much.
a good one. That's a good one, Tiger. I didn't think of that
I vibe
one.
with Miss Toadette.
And then
Short
if I
queen.
am I gonna have to pick another third a non-Nintendo character?
Non-Nintendo for Eric. He doesn't know who Lara Croft is, so maybe like keep it a little simple.
I was
I
gonna
know
have
who
to
she
say
is.
Oh well.
a third non-Nintendo. Like I'm trying to think of a non-Nintendo character who he would really like, like almost personify.
I like a little bit of who? I like a little bit of Miss Pac-Man. I like a little bit of Rouge the Bat. I like a little bit of.
I wouldn't say Rouge the Bat. I don't know.
What's the sign language y'all doing right now?
I don't
They're
know.
miming to each other,
Honestly,
trying to pick
Jordan, who are
somebody
you
for me.
referencing there?
The Halo.
Oh, cats?
Yeah. No.
The fuck?
I don't.
Just say it. What are y'all talking
Say it.
about?
Well, this. Okay, I guess this is mine then. I retract my statement. Cortana from Halo,
Why
Cortana?
Cortana?
because she's always there. She cares about
Aw.
you.
Nobody gave me Kirby.
And
I wanted
even
Miss Kirby to
and
show up.
even when Chief and Cortana start fighting, they still love each other.
Doesn't she die? Isn't she gone?
She goes
No, she's
insane.
actually back and she's evil. So
She's
we're actually
insane.
working on
Bye-bye.
that. And yeah, so
Okay, I stand.
no, but definitely Cortana.
So to be fair with you, I can't think of another non-Nintendo character, so I'm gonna have to go with Kirby.
All
My
right.
vibe.
Of course,
Pink.
has to be,
Pink.
has to be.
Okay, I'll go.
Cat from Halo.
You said the
He's
back
got
of
both
the
arms.
head.
What are you
You
talking
said
about?
the back of the head. That's how she dies.
She dies, right?
She
She
got
gets like
shot.
sniped.
She got
I
she
remember
got
watching-
sniped, if
she
I'm
was
not
the
mistaken,
only
in the
girl.
back
I
of
was
the
so
head.
excited.
Dude, every other person gets like a nice death.
Except her.
Like George like blows up the Covenant ship.
He selflessly sacrifices
selflessly
himself
sacrifices. Carter like flies the Pelican away
into the scarab.
into the Scarab. June lives. Emil goes down fighting a bunch of elites.
That one stabs him in the back.
Your character dies whenever you decide after you play the level for an hour.
Yeah.
He's like the man.
Yeah.
And then Cat just gets sniped. Like it's not even close.
No.
It's just so cold.
She already armed this and shit.
She
Oh
had
my
she
God.
missing an arm.
And it
Yeah.
wasn't. You're so right, because it was just there. Like it just happened. It wasn't
Yeah, like
dramatic or
you're leaving
anything.
a level and then
Just
dead.
God.
gone. Which makes no sense because you can take a needle shot to the head in that game and not lose your shields. But I guess she didn't have any.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
Justice for homegirl.
yeah, right?
Honestly.
Okay.
Your turn.
I'm trying to be different because I mean Luigi's a good one for Jordan. I'll give him good old Donkey Kong. I know he likes
Hey.
Mr. Kong because he had a whole plush moment. I forget the
I did.
story, but
One
he
of my
liked-
first
he liked a
plushies.
good plush. Trying to think of somebody a little different. Also, Un Poquito Grande.
Who's that?
That was when we were Olimar and you were Donkey Kong.
Oh,
That's
that's-
also
Oh
why I
yeah,
associate-
that was our team name
Yeah, on
that we
Brawl
came
we
up
tried
with.
to make like duos.
Yeah, that was David Schwimmer. Wasn't that Marth and Luigi?
Yes.
We had some stupid names.
Who else can I give you? Oh, I sound so silly. Oh, well, Lord, obviously.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so there's this mobile game. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's called Angry Birds, and Jordan and I, we had a phase growing up. We would go to Bed Bath and Beyond, and they would have these Angry Bird plush animals.
Yes.
And we had a collection that, let's just take a moment of silence really quick, like 2 seconds. We had to get rid of like half of them just for reasons. But that white one, do we know his
Drops
real
the-
name?
I have no idea.
With our stuffed animals named what? George? We named him George and Phil
George, Phil,
from the Chicago Men's
And
Choir.
Chicago.
Yeah,
Men's Choir,
George is
yeah.
the white bird. I had a pig named Phil, and then the blue bird is the Chicago Men's Choir. That's his name. So technically not a video game, but technically a video game. If I had to give him one more, I'd say Flood from Sunshine.
Yeah.
We love
Oh
That's a
it.
good one.
yeah.
And then Tiger, I mean, there's an array of
Oh.
dark, edgy boys you could pick from.
You can
Oh.
pick your edge.
I'll give him Roy, because I know he really liked him in Melee.
Roy's our boy.
I'll give him, I mean, I want to be easy and say Shadow, but I'm going to go with
That's been
a
taken.
good old Mewtwo energy.
Yes.
Oh,
And
me
then if I had to
too.
pick a non-Nintendo, I'd pick the Worms from Worms.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We love that.
That's a good game.
That was such a good game on the 360.
Yeah. That was actually like the first 360 game I remember playing
Oh!
at your apartment
I am a
all the way
dummy.
back in the day. Oh,
Shy
go ahead.
Guy. Hello?
Oh yeah. Who's that?
All of us. This
Yeah.
Yeah.
energy.
We're shy guys.
They're just cute. Wow, wow. Or whatever they say.
Yep. Mhm. I'm glad he's getting a lot of representation.
Me too. Good for him.
Yeah. I think people have caught on. So. All right. Well, is that everything everyone wanted to say? I mean, this is the getting to know you episode.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah. Everything's good.
I guess so.
All right, folks. Well, I'm Jordan,
I am Eric.
I'm Tiger.
and this is Jet Bros Gaming, jetting around episode 1. Signing off. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.